Hi, my name is Amanda Johnson, and I'm here to talk to you real quickly today about the three things that I think are the most important when it comes to being a great leader for your team. Whether you have one person on your team or 30 or 100, these are the three areas I really feel like are vital to leading well and having a really successful culture in your team. So let's start. The first point I want to cover with you today is connection. And that's one of those things that we really struggle with here in this time. And it's hard to see, right? Because we see so much social media and we have 5,000 different friends, right? But I heard it one time where they said that those connections, especially on social media, are a mile wide and an inch deep, right? So we really don't truly have connection, but we're longing for it. As people, we long for true and deep connection. And as a leader, I think it's one of the great possibilities that we have with our team is to really connect with them and get to know them on a deeper level. And when we are able to do that, we're able to lead and guide them in their businesses even better. So connection is the first point that I want to cover. When you connect with your team member on a personal level, like I said, you get to know what's driving them, what are they working towards, and how to help them get there. I encourage my downline to connect with their team members at a very minimum once a month, but really I would like to see it happening once a week. And it can be done on a personal level, in a team page, whatever way is best for them. But creating that personal connection will go so far. The better connection you have with your team, the more they'll trust your leadership, right? And when we trust our leadership, everything just kind of falls into place. You can probably think of a boss that you've had in the past where you didn't really trust the path they were leading you on. And so when they offered advice or offered suggestions, you were more hesitant to follow them because you didn't really trust them. But when we trust the people that are over us, then we're much more willing to follow their lead, right? And you're a leader. You want your team following your lead. So creating that connection with them will make that a whole lot easier. I encourage you to find some things you have in common and write them down so you have notes that you can refer back to. Now, I use a frontline information sheet and I have a binder for my team, and I've just started doing that. I keep some really basic information about my team in there, but it allows me to make notes. So if I know someone is expecting a baby or is about to move, I'll jot a little note in there. So the next time I open that binder and I kind of go through it, I can think, oh, I should check with so-and-so and see how that move is going and see if they're settled in and see if they need any help with starting their business in a new area, or sending a congratulations note on a graduation or a wedding or a baby and those kinds of things. Those are all things that create a sticky culture within your team, that create loyalty and create connection. And that can be a really intimidating thing, right? We feel like we're kind of being nosy and we're not really sure how people are going to react to that. But they've joined this business, they've joined your team for a reason. And so I don't think anyone's going to be offended by you getting to know them a little bit better so that you can help lead them better. Again, that could be, when you're writing those things down or you're trying to find those things out. It could be something happening in their personal lives or even goals they've set in their business. And if you would like to have that team information sheet to create your own binder, let me know and I would be happy to share that with you. The next thing that I think is really important is recognition. And recognition can come in so many different forms and different things, but I'm going to share with you the things that I like to do that I feel like are really great in my team. And I will tell you that there was a period where I didn't make recognition a focal point of my leadership, and I really saw some not awesome things happen because of that. And when I really focused again on making sure that my team felt appreciated and recognized, we really started seeing the behaviors that we wanted to happen. And so I really encourage you, if this is not an area that you have been focused in, to really set tunnel vision on this being the area that you work on the most, because you're going to see some great response from your team. You might see growth within your team. You might see maybe that connection that you've been missing with a team member made easier because you have acknowledged the hard work that they are giving. So whether it be by posting on social media, sending fun snail mail, or shooting a quick text of affirmation, recognition is everything. I like to do all of those things. When I do my recognition at the beginning of the month, I try to post on their social media, and I also want to send something by snail mail because everybody likes something a little bit different, right? And so if I post on social media and I do snail mail, I'm sure to cover whichever way they like to be recognized. Social media can also serve another great purpose, and it can help in their recruiting and their sales. Their friends and family are going to see those posts, and so when you are recognizing them publicly, they might say, oh, I've been thinking about joining that person's team. It looks like they're being very successful. I'm going to go ahead and join. Or with sales, they might go ahead and place an order because they obviously are trustworthy and doing great things with their business, so I want to give my business to them. It really can have a twofold blessing there. Sending fun snail mail doesn't have to be anything expensive. Sometimes I send Pop Rocks, which are 3 for $1 at Dollar Tree. Maybe it's a pack of gum. I try to make things really fun, but I also try to do them very budget friendly because I've got a budget too, right? We're all trying to make great use of our money. So it doesn't have to be some amazing gift, just something that says, hey, I recognize you, I see what's going on, you're doing great things. And I have a lot of people that will actually take a picture of their snail mail and post it to social media for the same reason that we talked about just a moment ago. And it just reaffirms that they're doing great things in their business. Also, shooting a quick text of affirmation. That's something I've started doing, or saying I've got a postcard that I actually send out. If it's something that I want to recognize, it isn't just top sales and top recruiting and things like that. If I see that they're really contributing to the culture that we're trying to have in our team of positivity and helping raise the tide, I'll shoot a little postcard in the mail to them to let them know that I have seen what they're doing and I recognize that. Or if I just see something that, I see them going outside their comfort zone on social media or doing their first home party, I'll send them a quick text and say, hey, I just want to tell you, you're doing a great job. Keep up the great work. I see you. Team members who feel recognized and appreciated will work much harder for their leader. I recognize sales, recruiting, promotions, incentive achievement, and that includes shooting star and sensational star, and then also our big incentives, birthdays, and anniversaries. And if you have not checked out the team tab in your workstation, I really encourage you to do that. It makes finding birthdays and anniversaries super quick. You don't really have to filter through any reports, and it's a really great tool. Like I said, gifts, if you're going to send snail mail, it does not have to be expensive. Just something fun that kind of says, hey, I think you're doing a great job and I want to recognize that. A thoughtful note goes far. And then the last thing I want to cover today is inspiration. And you're going to see that these 3 things really work together. When you're recognizing and you're connecting, it in itself will inspire. But there's another aspect to this that I want to be sure and cover. Your team needs to see you in action, and you want to make sure the things that you are doing are the things that you want them to repeat. So that means doing home parties, doing fundraisers, recruiting, having authentic conversations, and so on. Those people are looking to you as an example on how to run your business. If you are not consistent, why should they be? If you check out, they'll check out. And I can't tell you how many times I have seen leaders that are coming up in my team that are rock stars, that are doing great things, and something happens in life, whether it's just a transition they're experiencing in their life or just a hiccup, and they completely check out. And what happens is their team very quickly follows suit. And then when that leader comes back and is ready to revamp their business or ready to come back, they don't have a team to come back to. And so even if it's in small things, you want to be sure that you are staying consistent, that you are staying connected, because they are looking to you. And if you give them permission to step back or to step away, then you have to be willing to deal with the consequence of that. It doesn't mean that we can't adjust what we're doing when we come to different points in our lives, or there are so many different seasons, but there's ways to still maintain a team and be consistent through that without completely saying or being nowhere to be found, right? You are their role model, whether you want to be or not. So live up to that title. And it can be a really daunting title to live up to. It can feel overwhelming at times, but it is one of the most fueling and just awesome parts of being a part of this business. It's getting the opportunity to inspire and help others reach goals that they've set for themselves and their families. Another way to inspire is to share the great things you're seeing. If you see somebody else doing a training or post something that's encouraging or just great information, share that with your team or make sure that they see that. Helping them lead inspired businesses and inspired lives is going to be successful for you and for them. When you create a culture within your team that is sticky, like I mentioned before, it will be hard for them to want to leave, and they'll do everything they can to stay around. And really creating that culture of being sticky includes all three of these things. Connection, where they feel connected to you and they know that you're invested in them and their business. Recognizing them and showing them that they are appreciated, and inspiring them creates a culture that makes it really hard to leave. They can look at that and they can say, I can't leave Cincy because I'm going to miss out on being a part of this. And when you really focus on creating that sticky culture, then you are setting yourself up to have a really great team and a really great future in your own business. And that's all I want to cover with you guys today. For more information on how to be a great leader, check out your training tab. There are so many great leaders in our business who have done a great job of sharing their ideas and their thoughts on how they recognize, how they inspire, how they connect. So while this has been a short overview, don't miss out on the opportunity to learn from other leaders and gain some really great insight, not only in Cincy, but out in the direct sales world, because there are so many opportunities out there for you just to continue to grow as a leader and really be proud of who you are and the example that you are having for them, and also see a team that is really successful and does great things.